Do you ever feel like no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to save money?
I try so hard.
You get paid, the bills get paid, and before you know it, your account is back to zero. Or maybe you tried saving, but every time you look at your savings account, it feels like it's not even growing. Well, you're not alone, and today we're going to break down the real reasons why saving money feels almost impossible. And most importantly, I'll share with you what you can actually do about it. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the system feels stacked against you, the hidden psychological traps that keep you spending, and practical changes that you can make so you can finally start building savings for yourself instead of working paycheck to paycheck. So let's get into it. Number one, low interest rates. Because of low interest rates, there is no incentive to save. If you keep your money in a bank in a high interest savings account, you might earn 0.5% in interest or 2% if you look around. So when people see their money sitting there, not growing, it doesn't feel rewarding. Compare that to investing or even spending it on something that gives immediate gratification. Saving just feels boring.
Boring.
This lack of incentive pushes people away from saving. What can you do? Don't just park your money in a low rate account. If your goals align with keeping your money in a savings account, why not look for the highest interest rates? Check out highinterestsavings.ca for the best rates in Canada. Or maybe your savings would be more suited in a GIC, basically a locked-in savings account. These rates tend to be higher than high interest savings accounts. And finally, if you have long-term goals, consider investing your savings for higher returns. There's more incentive to save if you can invest that money to grow your wealth. Number two, inflation. Your money is losing value. Every year, your dollar buys less than it did before. Groceries, rent, gas, everything costs more. And if inflation is 4%, but your bank gives you 1% interest, you're losing money just by keeping it in savings. This creates a mindset of why save? Spend it now before it's worth less later. Why wait until next year to buy that patio set or that lawnmower? Next year, it will just cost more. Buy it now before the price goes up. And what if you're saving to buy a house? You're saving $15,000 a year, but prices are increasing by $20,000 a year. This makes saving feel pointless. Also, inflation is causing your expenses to go up every year. So every year, you save less and less. The best thing to do, invest. In order to keep up with inflation or beat inflation, you need to convert cash into assets. Assets that appreciate more than inflation. Number three, the you can't take it with you mentality. Many people think you can't take money with you when you die, so you might as well enjoy it now. While true, the problem is you never delay gratification for a higher reward. These cheap thrills get old fast and lack significant lasting benefit and value. If you want to go on a dream vacation, be a homeowner, start a business, drive your dream car, or start a family, you'll need to save money to do so. No, you can't take it with you, but you can build a legacy for your children. You can help others. You can buy security, opportunities, and freedom. Yeah, you might die tomorrow, but odds are you're gonna live a long life before you die. So if you spend it all now, your future self will pay the price. You need a balance. Saving doesn't mean you're not gonna spend it. You're just spending it later on something more valuable. Number four, not earning enough to save. Sometimes it's not about discipline. It's about income. If you're barely covering your bills, how are you supposed to save? For many, wages aren't keeping up with the costs of living. If you're single earning minimum wage, you can't afford to live on your own, have a car payment, or even survive comfortably in most places. How are you supposed to save? Even if you're earning 25 to 30 an hour, once you do live on your own and have that car payment, you're back into a situation where you're just barely getting by. At this income level, if you want to save, you'll need to cut back your lifestyle level. This will look like living with a roommate or taking public transit. I know it's sad, but it's the reality of things. If you want to save a significant amount without sacrificing quality of life, you need to be making more money. Number five, social pressure and social media. We live in a world where comparison is constant. Your grandparents compared themselves to their neighbors. Now you're comparing yourselves to millions of people online every single day. On social media, you don't just see what people own. You see a highlight reel of their lives. A new car, the upgraded kitchen, the vacation, the designer clothes. You don't see the debt, the stress, the monthly payments behind the scenes. And when you're bombarded with those images, it creates this pressure to keep up, even if you can't afford it. It's not just social media either. Advertisers and influencers know how to push your buttons. They use psychology, scarcity, FOMO, and lifestyle marketing to make you feel like you're missing out if you don't buy now. And when your friends, coworkers, or family start spending too, the pressure multiplies. Nobody wants to be the one who says, I can't afford it. Here's the truth. Social pressure is one of the biggest reasons people can't save. We value the appearance of wealth more than actual wealth. You get applause for buying a new truck or moving into a bigger house, but no one cares if you maxed out your TFSA or built a 6-month emergency fund. This is what you can do. First, you need to realize that true wealth is invisible. It looks like freedom and time, not Mercedes or Louis Vuitton. Looking wealthy is not the same as being wealthy. Next, redefine your values and circle of friends. Spend time with people who share your financial values instead of pressuring you to spend. And finally, get rid of social media or limit it. Everyone is in the business to make money, and social media is aiding those businesses whether they realize it or not. Number 6, lifestyle inflation and living beyond your means. Lifestyle inflation is one of the sneakiest reasons why people can't save money. Here's how it works. You start making more money, and instead of saving the difference, you upgrade your lifestyle. You get a raise, so you move into a bigger apartment. You start earning more, so you trade in your old car for a new one. Suddenly, you're spending everything you earn, no matter how much that is. And it doesn't stop there. Some people are already living lifestyles they can't afford. They're financing luxury cars on middle-class incomes or buying homes that stretch them to the breaking point. Their expenses don't match their income, but society normalizes it. The hard truth? If you make a middle-class income, you can't afford to live like the upper class. Your lifestyle has to match your earnings or you'll always feel broke, even if you're making decent money. Another trap is that spending feels good in the short term. Upgrading your lifestyle gives you a dopamine hit, but it creates long-term stress. Because when every dollar goes to payments, there's nothing left to save. The practical fix? Lock in your lifestyle. When your income goes up, don't automatically increase your spending. Keep your expenses steady and use the raise to save and invest. Know your numbers. Track your income and expenses honestly. If you're spending more than you earn, you're not living within your means, and it's time to cut back. Adopt the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of income on needs, 30% on wants, 20% on savings and investing. If your percentages are way off, that's your signal. Remember, wealth isn't built by how much you make. It's built by how much you keep. Number 7, credit cards, debt, and the illusion of money. Credit cards are one of the biggest reasons people can't save money. Not just because of the interest, but because how they change the way we think about spending. When you pay with cash, there's a real sense of loss. You feel the money leaving your hands. That tiny bit of pain makes you more cautious. But with a credit card or even a debit card, you don't feel that pain the same way. Swiping plastic makes it easy to believe you have more money than you actually do. And credit cards are designed to make you spend more. Studies show people spend 15 to 20% more when paying with cards instead of cash. Add points, rewards, and flashy marketing on top of that, and suddenly the cards isn't just a tool, it's a trap. Debt has also become completely normalized. Today, having credit card debt or card payments is treated like it's no big deal. The mindset is buy now, pay later, but the problem is later always comes. And when you're juggling interest payments, late fees, and minimum balances, saving becomes nearly impossible.
It's impossible.
What you can do is switch to cash for discretionary spending. If you struggle with overspending, pull out $100 or $200 in cash for the week. When it's gone, it's gone. Pay off high interest debt first. Saving while paying 20% interest is like trying to fill up a bucket with a hole in it. Kill the debt, then focus on saving. Use credit like a tool, not a crutch. If you can't pay it off in full every month, don't use it. Reward points aren't worth 20% interest. Number 8, human behavior and spending habits. At the core of why saving is so hard is human behavior. We're simply not wired for long-term planning. Our brains crave instant gratification, the quick hit of dopamine you get when you buy something new. Saving for the future doesn't give that same reward. It feels invisible, and because of that, it's easy to delay. And today's world makes it even harder. You can order anything online and have it at your doorstep tomorrow. You can finance a new car and drive it off the lot today. You can tap your credit card and upgrade your lifestyle instantly. Our entire system is designed to make spending easy and saving boring. On top of that, society actually celebrates spending. You buy a new car, people notice. You buy a new house, everyone congratulates you. But if you quietly save $10,000, no one claps, no one cheers. In fact, you might even be called cheap or stingy. The truth is, saving doesn't come naturally in today's culture because we live in a world that glorifies consumption, not discipline. The fix? Rewire the reward system. Instead of focusing on what you can buy today, visualize the freedom and options your savings will give you tomorrow. That's the real dopamine hit. Create your own recognition. Track your savings in milestones and celebrate them, even if no one else does. Reward yourself for financial wins the way you'd celebrate a new purchase. Delay purchases. Before buying anything non-essential, wait 24 to 48 hours. Often the urge fades and you realize you don't actually need it. Make saving automatic. Automate transfers to savings or investment accounts so you win by default, not by willpower. Next, lack of financial education. You don't know what you don't know. One of the biggest reasons people can't save money is simply because they were never taught how. Most schools don't teach financial literacy. You probably learned algebra, Shakespeare, and the periodic table, but not how to budget, save, invest, or manage credit. So people grow up learning about money the hard way, through mistakes.
It happened again.
Without financial education, saving feels abstract. You may not understand how compound interest works, how much you really need for retirement, or even how to set up a simple budget. And if you don't know the long-term consequences of overspending or the benefits of investing early, it's easy to dismiss savings as unimportant. The fix? Watch one of these videos on the right of screen. See you there.